Hello and welcome to the Sewing Whisperer. In this video I'm going to be explaining what is and why we need a fashion text sketch, which can be called fashion drawing or fashion flat or fashion CAD. So what is a fashion text sketch? These sketches that I'm showing you here are typical fashion text sketches that show the front and back view. They're showing all the details that need to be included, and these sketches should be able to be handed to a pattern maker who could then draft the pattern because all the information's there. What it isn't is a fashion illustration. So this is a fashion illustration that's been drawn actually on an iPad, and you can see it's very elongated, the waist's very narrow, it's a little bit abstract. Whereas the text sketch here beside it has been drawn on what's known as a croquis or a template that is closer to the proportion of a human body. Before creating the text sketch, you would generally play around with development sketches that are hand-drawn, they're rough, they're just your thoughts coming together. There are lots of iterations of a similar design until you eventually fall upon the creation that you would like to then develop into a prototype garment. So they're usually fairly rough. When it's time to draw the actual garment, you need to start with a croquis or a template. So this is a croquis that is close to the average human body. Okay, so now let's have a look at how we would develop a text sketch. If we're drawing a tight-fitted dress, we would draw the silhouette of a dress. Now looking at this dress, you would have to say it has to be a knit. There are no design lines to say it's being pulled in as a woven fabric would need. So if it's a knit, it's going to stretch over the head and it needs knit finishes and details. So in this case, it has a binding around the armhole and the neck, and it has a twin needle cover stitch around the hem. All of those finishes are stretchy. So the dress will now fit over the shoulders and up over the hips. Now if we took that same dress and drew it again but as a woven, so we start with the same silhouette but the details are different because a woven won't stretch, therefore we need to add some sort of an opening. So this has an exposed zip down the center back, and it has princess lines each side of the front and the back that would pull the dress in around the waist so it's body hugging, and it has a split in the center back of the hem which would allow for ease of walking so it's not too tight as you walk. And then probably the finishes would be an all-in-one facing around the neck and armholes, and the hem would be blind stitched because there is no visible stitching around that hem. Once that's completely finished, you would then make up a prototype or sample it and see if it gets approved. Does it need any alterations? Does the pattern need to be altered? Do the finishes maybe need to be changed? Once you've agreed completely on the make of the garment, then you would prepare a spec pack, and the specification pack needs to include all garment details. There's a lot more information that could be included in the spec pack, but this is just the beginning of the garment details. This is essential if you're going to be outsourcing. And then from there, the next step would be to add in the measurements of the garment. And this is used once again for outsourcing, but it's a point of measure. So used for grading when you're changing from an 8 to a 10 to a 12, so different sizing, and also for quality control. So hopefully that's giving you a really clear understanding of what is a text sketch, what's the purpose of a text sketch. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and give this a thumbs up if you'd like to see more videos.